We got the interior back in the Evo a long time ago and got everything all buttoned up in there and all that, but it just needs something else, you know? What's up, y'all? Welcome back. If you're new here, welcome to the video, welcome to the channel. I am super excited about today's video because we're going to be installing what I believe to be very iconic JDM parts, and they're going to be right in this region right here. We have the Works Bell quick release short hub and a nice little tree inside of here. We'll pull that out later and show you what that is, but I am very, very excited about this. And this is not the red hub, it is the blue hub, so that is a little bit deceiving, but yeah. Got to get in here, take the steering wheel off and get that out of there so we can get this stuff on. Short hub goes on first, then quick release, then steering wheel. Now, the reason why we're swapping this out in the first place is the steering wheel is pretty worn out. I mean, I've seen worse, but this one is pretty worn around the edges here, on the sides right here. It's cut along the bottom right here. That little flap right there, always, my hands always seem to hit that, and it just like, I don't know if it's like subconscious or what, but I always seem to feel that. But it just needs to be refreshed, and ideally I would do the whole like carbon fiber steering wheel, all that kind of stuff, but not right now. We're gonna go ahead and refresh it by putting in a quick release. We're gonna hang on to this steering wheel, obviously, and maybe we'll take care of that in the future sometime. But for now, this is how we're gonna do it, and so I'm excited to see how it looks. It should be a nice addition to the interior. Okay, so we got an access panel right here, and then there's two star nuts on each side of the steering wheel, and that should allow us to take this thing off of there. But first things first, before we do anything, we're gonna go back in the trunk and we're gonna cut the battery. And actually, before we do that, we wanna make sure that the steering wheel is as straight as we can get it as well. So there we go. That right there looks pretty dang good to me. All right, kill the battery. And just like this, battery's cut. So let's take the access panel off of there. I mentioned those two star nuts on the side of the steering wheel here. Those are on there, but there's also one like really big like Allen key that's on this side. That one is the one that actually gets the steering wheel off of the shaft, I believe. So I'm gonna check the manual and all that stuff before we get too far into that to make sure that's okay. But this little access panel on the bottom gives us access to the wires here. And we got the SRS, like the airbag right there, and then little black wire right there. Gotta pull those out of there. And then we can undo that Allen key. Okay, I went ahead and got the airbag unplugged. We unplugged that black wire right here, and then we unplugged this guy right here. I just took a flathead. This was like up in here like this, and I just pushed this white piece up and out. I didn't realize there were two small springs in there, but there are two small springs in there. We just put that back together, but now we have that unplugged, and so we should be able to take the steering wheel off of the shaft here. And as I said before, there are the two star nuts on the top of the steering wheel there, and then this one I believe is the one that gets it off of the shaft. There's an Allen bolt in there. Can't really see it, but that's where you gotta go. And I believe I read it is an 8mm, and so we're gonna stick that in there, and yes, that is an 8mm. It's probably on there super tight, so we're gonna have to get a wrench to leverage that. But yeah, 8mm Allen. All right, we're gonna take and put this wrench onto here, and we're gonna try to push this thing down. Oh, yeah, buddy, that's on there. It's too short on that end. Oh man, but that's too short too. Clever. Doesn't go all the way in there. Well, dang. So our only option really is to do this wrench. This is gonna be either really painful or it's gonna come off. Oh man, that is on there, my dude. I do have these that has a T-handle on it, so perhaps that will work. Oh, nope. That's arguably harder. Ow. Okay, back to this one. We're gonna try to put a bigger breaker bar on there. Where, oh where is my breaker bar? Will that work? Surely not. I don't want to be in that. I need that. Maybe this guy? No. I mean, that's a pretty big wrench. It's also a pretty big hole. We have a bigger wrench now. So if I do it like this, what's the position where I can get the most leverage? Oh my God, the Allen key is like twisting. What do I do about that? My Allen wrench, an 8mm, is twisting. That is unbelievable. Well, balls. Oh, I'm afraid of hitting myself in the face. And just as sure as I'm sitting here, that would happen too. Oh my God. what the frig, you know? I looked in the service manual and this is only 37 foot-pounds, so it should not be like insanely hard. So I've got a big socket on the end of this here breaker bar, and I'm gonna hope that I can get this thing off of there like this. I think I have a general idea. Oh, something's gonna break here. I don't know if this, man, I just don't know what to, 37 foot-pounds is really what's tripping me up here. Freaking wild. All I have are these little short pieces of shit. If I had a long one, I could stick in there. But it has to go basically the entire socket to even get to where it has to get to in there. So this is obviously not gonna work. Is this enough? No, not even remotely close. I need a deep socket. Okay, that, and then this. Oh my goodness, that is unreal. That is not 37 foot-pounds. I'm here to tell you, I've taken off every bolt on this car, and that is not, is not on there 37 foot-pounds. Holy crap. When you're twisting an 8mm Allen key, something's over-tightened. I'm just gonna say. I'm seriously afraid of snapping this thing. I'm gonna give this one more go. Otherwise, I'm gonna have to run to the store and buy like an extended socket, if you can see that. I'm gonna have to buy like an extended socket because these are just too short, these little arms here. That's just all there is to it. I'm gonna end up breaking something here, and it's not gonna be pretty for anybody. Oh, whoo! Did I get it? Holy shit. I got it. I didn't break the wrench. That was unnecessary is what that was. Let me see if I can continue to get this out of there. Yeah, okay. All right, we got it loose. Okay, now this thing should now slide right up off of the shaft. Yes. And there we have it. That little plug I was telling you about earlier that I pushed up, I looked in the manual, you know, not the first time, and you're supposed to just push it down and the springs like will allow it to release. I just pushed it up and out, you know, oh well. I'm gonna grab the short hub and see how that goes on here. I'll explain why we're doing the short hub in just a minute, but look at this thing. That is a beauty. Now this slides on right like this, I'm assuming. Boom. Clock spring little thing goes right in between there. Then we have this top cap, and then we have our own 8mm bolts that go in right there. We'll thread those down evenly. Now there's a groove on the steering shaft that these bolts are allowed to ride into, so it locks everything. It can't come off of there. So that's how you know, I guess, that you have it on there far enough, is when the bolts can go through without any hassle. Everything seems to be good. So now I'm gonna go grab the hub, actually, where the steering wheel mounts to. Now this goes right like this. Frig. Put these up inside the piece. Now perhaps I should not tighten these down until I get all this wiring situated, so I'm just gonna mount the plate on there just hand tight for now. And the next piece is the Rapfix II Works Bell quick release. Ooh, looky here, looky here. Oh my goodness. Look at this thing. I would also like to note that there is a dot on here that makes that, like, that's the top mark. So once you put that on there at the top, all these bolt holes will line up, because otherwise they are a little bit funky to get lined up, but that is your top mark. So since there's no polarity, we can just plug this in like it says to do. Doink. Those are in there, and then it says wrap it in tape. So that's what we'll do. This is why I said just hand tight, because I knew I'd be taking this thing on and off about 1,000 times. Stick you in there like that, wrap that around, and boom. Now, this also has a top mark. So that mates up to the other dot to get the top mark on there. All the instructions are in Japanese, so I have my translator app so I can read the instructions here and know what I'm know what I'm looking at. So now this is the earth plate, which the ground will plug into. And there we have that. Definitely gonna have to get some titanium bolts for this too. Gotta get some of my blurple color that I've got all over everything else on the car. That would look sick right there. Okay, let me grab the little boot thing and then we're to the steering wheel. Awesome. Now it is time to whip out the steering wheel. I am so excited for this. I cannot wait to see it inside the car. Let's get it out of the box. Now, admittedly, I've already opened this and looked at it, but we have ourselves a nice, fancy Keys Racing steering wheel. This thing feels so good. Now, I mentioned the purple titanium, but I don't have that yet for the steering wheel mount, so we're going to use the hardware that I have for the truck steering wheel that we're going to be doing on that one. I haven't said anything about that yet, but this is the hardware for that. We're going to use the bronze stuff for the time being because I just could not wait, and so this is all mounted together, and oh, that looks so, so good. Okay, here we go. The first clack. Oh, yes, sir. That feels so good. You can just feel it. It's like, oh. So now the reason we did the short hub is because if you did the standard hub and a quick release, the steering wheel would be way farther up. And I wanted it to be as close to stock as I could. So doing the short boss and then the quick release puts it right about where it's supposed to be stock. And that feels just perfect. Okay, I'm gonna go through and tighten down everything we just done. All right, everything is tightened, and let me put this down where I normally want it at. Oh yeah, that is fantastic. I was a little bit unsure about doing the blue, but I'm really glad I did. I love how everything came out here. Everything here is a super quality piece. You can see it, you can feel it. It all just looks so, so good. And yeah, we just have the horn panel just kind of sitting in there right now, but we'll fix that later. But there it is. It looks insane to me. I was getting ready to edit this video, and look what showed up. The blurple titanium I was talking about. Boop. So, in that case, oh, that click sounds so good. Let's go ahead and replace the bronze with the proper color. Whew. Now, I don't want to say this looks better because they both look super, super good, but this looks better for inside the car. It matches the tie shift knob really well. We got this color hardware everywhere else on the car, so everything's more cohesive now. That looks so, so good. I apparently forgot to film an outro for this video, so if you got this far, thanks for watching. I do appreciate it very much as always. Drop a comment down below. Let me know what you guys think about everything, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye.